Hello, everybody. Happy 2024. I can't believe we've been here for 3 years. Yeah, 2021. But yeah, Happy New Year. I hope all of you had a wonderful Christmas and New Year celebration. And we are back to our regular schedule of starting with sci-fi. I had a stroke. See, truly back to normal. uh,
Yeah. Shit. Sorry if I sound a little bit off. I'm a little bit under the weather. Kind
oh
of caught
damn.
something. Yeah. So, but yeah, all is good. All is good. I hope everybody had a good New Year and a good Christmas. Hopefully, everybody got what they wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Uh, how's everybody? All right, creator. Sorry, I'm a bit sleepy as well.
Yeah. But yeah, you seen in the thumbnail and description, we are doing The Creator from last year. We're a bit late on this, but like, it's by Garrett Edwards and it stars Jonathan David Washington. I forgot his
Yeah.
full name for a bit, but yeah, I was like, I'm sure we like
I
that.
thought you were gonna say Jonathan Majors at first. I was like, wait, no, not that guy.
No, not him, not the guy who's no longer going to be hired anywhere in movies for a long time, to be honest.
But it's like, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I love Denzel Washington's son
Yeah,
in anything.
yeah,
Like whether it be in the Black Klansman, Tenet, now this. Not gonna lie, I do miss his I do see him as like the somewhat like more quieter kind of character. Here he's a little loud, he's a little uh like very, how do I say this?
not his
He's a
usual
little bit of
role.
a like very jarhead, you know?
Yeah,
Like he is a soldier. And
yeah,
I'm very used to him being like the calm, collective, super spy kind of character.
yeah,
Yeah, but here he still does an amazing job, and I love the world
yeah,
that they've created for the creator, since it is the same director that did Rogue One,
yeah,
and you do feel it all throughout the movie that like, yep, this is very Rogue One-ish, or you can get the vibe.
yeah. I
I'm not saying it's exactly the same as Rogue One. No, no. What I'm saying is that you know which director this is by just seeing the movie itself. Like, okay, yeah, I
yeah,
feel the Rogue One,
yeah,
and I love Rogue One. It was just one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
yeah. I do agree with you where it does feel like a unique sci-fi concept. Like not totally unique. We've seen movies with a warring against AI. Terminator is the best example, but like done like this where the half of the world is coming down on AI while the other half thinks AI did nothing wrong. Well, you find out later on that it was just a mistake of
Yeah,
identity, and you're like that would make sense of how the world would overreact like that. Uh,
yeah. Oh God, like even the twist on it too, which we will get to once we get there. But like,
yeah.
yeah, again, all I gotta say is I love the concept. I love it that it's in like East Asia, somewhere there. I think Taiwan, or I don't
Uh,
know. I think Cambodia, or
yeah,
like
somewhere
Thailand.
within that region.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do like the fact that Joshua, who's played by John David Washington, is at first a double agent with the AI and the humans, and then
yeah,
they all get screwed over, and he finds out later that oh, shit, Gemma, my wife Gemma Chan has a kid. You don't know if she's still alive, but you know that she's still a priority because she's connected to the big guy or the big boss, and they're
yeah,
still on the look for him. Um, to be honest, as this movie went on, I do like this movie, but as it went on, I was like, there's just too much elements from other stuff that I can't enjoy it as much.
I agree. I also agree. Like it's a little off.
Yeah,
Like you know, like it's not Rogue One.
yeah,
Yeah. Uh, yeah, we have the same thing with Last of Us, where Joshua is the reluctant dad, while this kid is like the daughter figure or child figure of said reluctant father. And I get it's a theme,
yeah,
and I guess they're kind of riding on that bandwagon a little bit. But I would have loved to have seen just hey, what's this war
Yeah,
against AI versus humanity
yeah.
kind of
Even the bad guys, well, the military are kind of not kind of, but like are really stereotypical American bad guys, like American military bad guys. Even the main lead, Allison Jenny, talks like the stereotypical, general. Like she reminds me of the general in Avatar a lot. Of like,
yeah. But not gonna, I do like her though. I do
yeah,
like that. I like that actress. Where else has she was she in?
I Tanya as the mom. She's also
Right.
in Finding Nemo as the starfish. Miss, the tank
Quite.
is clean. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That I thought it was like
yeah. For the longest time,
voice.
me too. But yeah, I do like this theme of movies using the reluctant father stereotype now. Like it has this, the creator has Logan. What else? The Last of Us, of course, is the most famous example right now. Uh, the
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
yeah. But then again, I really did wish they just focused on. Oh, hey, this war revolves around this one character that Josh was trying to get through by um trying to seduce the daughter of said bigwig
Yeah,
on the opposing side. I feel like that was enough plot. Having the daughter figure kind of, I don't, it kind of
what's enough?
made it out.
Yeah,
What? Yeah, like it was too much. I would have loved to have seen him instead of like turning to. We all know where this is going. Guy sees what's wrong with his government, falls in love, or well, this does sound like Avatar. Uh,
is sympathetic.
is sympathetic to the other side,
Yeah,
thus getting pulled in, thus being somewhat the hero or somewhat Jesus figure of that said group.
yeah,
The one that betrayed the other side just to be with this one.
yeah. But like, just like Jake Sully, I do like the fact that Joshua is pretty flawed human. He's a pretty
Yeah,
rough guy. Like at the start, you're like, why do I want to side with this turncoat? Essentially, and then as
yeah,
the movie goes on and he develops his relationship with Alfie, you're like, yeah, you know what? I can get by this guy. Seems like a good protagonist.
yeah. Um, but this is the thing. In my opinion, I feel like the movie would have done a little bit better if, because again, the whole reluctant father role has been overplayed.
Yeah,
Um, I feel like if he just saw and just had conflicting ideologies when it came to his side and the opposing side, making him choose between the two, seeing the good and the bad of each side would have been a more compelling
story.
um, story rather than he's going to the good side because his wife and his daughter were there.
Yeah, like it's also with the themes of like, is AI really human when it has these bodies? It's not as what do you call that? Presented as interestingly like in other movies like Blade Runner, where this
Mm,
kind of seems like just surface level of like making you question of like, are they really human? Are they really just like us? Which multiple movies have already done, but like this seems like it's surface level of like, if you want to see a good AI versus humans movie, this is a good way to start.
I guess. Yeah. I'm not. By the way, with the complaints I've had, I'm not saying this movie's bad.
Yeah,
It's still good. I would say watch The Creator. It's still such a trip to witness. By the way, if any of y'all are interested in like or like have a fascination with illustration artists or illustrators, uh, Simon Stalenhag, I am gonna guess they had really big influences from this artist
yeah,
because he's I think if I'm saying it right, Simon Stalenhag does like robots, apocalyptic world with a vast like setting and like a huge monolithic uh, building at the background, whether it be a spaceship or like a sci-fi building, with a mixture of like decrepit, retro styled stuff in the forefront, and it's this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it right now. They really did like a lot of inspiration from Simon Salamad, and I love that.
Yeah.
If you would like, you could look him up, and we'll probably put some photos of some. And also, if I butchered the name, we could also put the name.
Also, to add to the praise, I think the kid who plays Alfie is pretty great in the movie. Fantastic kid actor.
Yeah.
Like, I do love the scene where the girlfriend of Joshua's friend is like, want something in the fridge, and she's like, I want all robots to be free. And then she's like, I'm sorry, we don't have that. How about some ice cream? She's like, okay.
Oh god, I felt so bad. Like, I know she's a robot and it's supposed to be that is like the thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
you can, that's also fucked, but like you could just have somebody like donate their face,
Yeah.
scan their face, and just put it into a robot. How fucked is that?
Yeah, you can also transfer their memory into a robot, and you're like, that's really fucked.
Yeah, like they got a robot and they had a friend that's like dying,
Yeah.
and just to get like maybe the last few minutes of what they saw to get some extra information, they just jack you up, and they were like, "Oh my god, I'm alive! Oh, what the fuck! Oh shit, my dead body's right here!"
Yeah.
Like, they're experiencing it all while this general's just like, "Tell me what happened," you know?
The general, when she discovers the girlfriend's body, she's like, alright, scan everything, just pulls the head apart, like, oh my god, poor girl.
And also, I would say though, they did a really good job with it. Like, I just wish the girl didn't have that kind of line
Yeah.
where, like, I think they threw a grenade into the room or something, and then she just goes, "Oh fuck," or
Yeah.
"Oh shit,"
Yeah.
and it just blows up, which was a little too comedic.
Yeah.
I wish it was just a little sudden, so the heart breaks there, because she does die.
Yeah.
This character who's very nice to Alfie and is like the wife of Joshua's friend who also kind of defected and just wanted to live a normal life.
Yeah.
Gets blown up. Yes, she's a robot. I know that. But the next scene is his friend mourning over his dead robot wife,
Yeah.
which means there were actual feelings there. I just wish they didn't say, oh, like it was a curse word, and they were like, and then she blows up, which was a little too funny.
Yeah. You're like,
I'm so sorry.
that kind of ruins the moment.
It did.
Going
Because it would make more sense if they're like, oh, okay, shit, she blew up. Take her memory, shove it into another wife. Robot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It would have done
But-
something else, but like, the movie went another direction. Going back to
Yeah.
the Rogue One stuff or inspiration, like Nomad, the big like Mass Effect like weapon.
that-
Like,
Yeah.
get this.
Yeah.
The last battle does really show you how hopeless the situation is, so that you feel bad for Ken Watanabe and his, I guess, ragtag rebels. You're like, fuck, how do you win against that?
Yeah. By the way, the scenery of this movie is fucking amazing because they do jump from base to base,
Yeah.
trying to run from a thing called the Nomad, which is like this. Think of a aircraft carrier, but in the sky. Winter Soldier. Anyway, that is like willing to like just direct a missile at your base,
Yeah.
and like, yeah. So they're running, and the scenery is fucking great, but yeah, it is a crawl to victory when it came to them because of this thing.
Yeah.
Not kind of like it wasn't as imposing
As the
or
Death Star. Yeah.
as the Death Star, but it's still kind of but it is very grounded.
Yeah.
Like that is very terrifying. If you see something like hovering above you, you're like, if this thing thinks I'm a threat, it will shoot down a missile enough to blow up my house.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I felt bad for Ken Watanabe's friend, who's like, I'll hold them off, and then the next scene is her face being
the
repaired.
goat.
Yeah.
The goat. Yeah. Oh my god, the goat.
I-
Like, yeah. Go on.
Like, the next scene is her face being repaired and the general's talking to her in her language. And then she doesn't realize until the gun's right in her face. She's like, thank you. Pop. Like,
Oh, that character. Yeah. Where she was like, just sleep. I
yeah.
was talking about the second in command.
Yeah.
The robot guy, where the dude kind of took charge, didn't really trust Joshua all that much after he betrayed them,
Yeah.
and then like he saved a couple of people, and then he was running towards this family because it like the nomad was actually like targeting him. I think
Yeah.
was it nomad
No, it was
or
a tank.
yeah, it was this tank that was targeting him, but it knew it was locked on him, and he just saw. I was like, oh, okay, I have to run away from these people.
Yeah.
Cause they will die if I run towards cover. And I was like, what a goal.
Yeah.
What an absolute goal.
You mentioned the twist, which I didn't see coming, where they're trying to
I
look
didn't
for.
see it coming either.
Yeah, they're trying to look for Gemma Chan, and early on, Alfie's like, "Oh, she mentions a place," and the guy Joshua tells it to this monk, and the monk's like, "Oh well, that means heaven," and you're like,
Mm.
"There's no fucking way we're gonna see her ashes, right?" No, it's a bit more painful that you see her still comatose body. Is that really comatose? Or like on standby, which Joshua keeps saying to Alfie of like, "Oh, I'm not killing them. I'm just turning them off," which is the mindset of the Marines, which is kind of fucked up because you're like, but you're permanently turning. You know what? Fuck it. But
Yeah.
yeah, Gemma Chan is comatose, and I do like John David Washington's performance when he just breaks down, apologizing. You're like, now it's
Yeah.
talking at my heartstrings. Okay.
Yeah, it was a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably fuck, what's his name again? Jonathan
David Washington.
David Washington. It might be one of my favorite actors of this year. Or like throughout the years. Like he's
Yeah.
the one that I've seen it has performed very well.
Yeah.
Especially in this movie, which I think might be his weakest, but that's that's not saying a lot.
Yeah.
Like compared to his other roles, like they're very well acted. Well, this one is very well acted, but it's just that
It's just alright.
it's just like a little nudge down.
Yeah.
You know, like it's at 10. This one's a performance of a 9. You know.
Yeah. And then they also pulled the plug, which I didn't see coming. I was like, oh fuck, they're going there.
I really thought, yeah, same. Like I really thought that. Oh yeah, they revealed that she is actually the bigwig. I forgot the name.
Yeah.
I fucking forgot the name. Anyway, she's not the bigwig's daughter. She is the bigwig.
Yeah.
You know, like she's the big deal. She's the threat. She's the one who's like commanding all of these
AI.
robots too. Yeah, I felt bad for the AIs when they would like get blown up or you know.
Yeah, I'm like, they're just living their best life in peace.
And then you remember that scene when they had the tank. They had these robots that just like ran towards them.
Oh yeah.
He had like a detonator on them. I was like,
And like
it was a little fun.
it's kind of like playing near Automata, where like these things have wills and lives and feelings. Now you're making them suicide bombers.
Yeah, and then you just rip them apart.
But yeah, it is a very heartfelt moment. And then, like, the general confronts him, and then so does Ken Watanabe, and he tries to kill them, but is shot. But he puts like a attachable explosive device on
On her?
general. Yeah.
Yeah, because they've been doing that to them for the whole fucking movie, where they keep attaching bombs on either farmers or innocent robots. And it's so scary. It's like, get it off me!
And like, I love the fact that she knows that Alfie is controlling it, but like the guards don't know, so they try to open fire, and she's like, "Wait, no, fuck." Oh well.
Yeah. By the way, that's also another thing. Alfie. The reason why Alfie is such an important part of the story is that she is the nomad killer, the thing in the sky that everybody's scared of. She's the only one who can destroy it. The reason why, she can control electronics.
AI and not AI.
No, she
Electronics.
controls like yeah. Electrical devices. She could turn them off. She could turn them on. She could make them move one way to another.
Yeah, literally a walking EMP. which is why
That
everybody's
yeah
so scared. Um,
yeah
well, we mentioned The Last of Us because for me the ending of this movie is very much The Last of Us. I was like, oh, I've seen this before. I made that decision before. It's
yeah.
just that not a lot of people got killed in the hospital. That's the only difference. Where
And that yeah
Alfie is taken to the government, and the guy's like, "Look, either you do this, or we're gonna kill her in the most horrible way." And he's like, "All right." And then you think he kills her, and you're like, "Huh, this movie keeps pulling twists I never see coming." Jesus.
yeah, it's like turning off. And it's like
And then,
so pretty much just put her to sleep.
yeah,
And everybody kind of just caught on. Just like, no. Like they all start scrambling.
yeah. And then they go to Nomad by hijacking a poor passenger plane. They're like, "Please, I just want a vacation. Why?" Um, Joshua blows up the missiles while Alfie controls the command center. It's a very,
Yeah.
it really is a crawl to the finish, like literally like Rogue One all over again.
Rogue One. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had that feeling too, where it's just the two of them. There's no big team. Ken Watanabe's not there anymore. He's down in Earth. Nobody's there to help them, but he's just, Joshua and Alfie
Yeah,
all throughout this last segment. So you could see the crawl. Joshua's. What I liked about it is like I don't know how it was gonna end.
yeah,
Like you had no clue. Yeah, you're like, how the fuck are they gonna do this?
right.
There's like military everywhere, and it's just the two of them. So Alfie just sneaks in because she's small. Joshua, I guess he does some infiltration shit, but he does sabotage one of the bombs
Yeah,
or like, one of the missiles. And Alfie was the one who's like in charge of like shutting everything down, making sure nothing else worked, reinforcements doesn't come in,
yeah.
and then they just try to book it. What? Stop Jonathan again? Like what kept him up?
I think it's the kept him up from what? What do you mean? What do you
No,
mean?
because I remember he was like, Alfie, open the door or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's because his oxygen level was running out,
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
and Alfie was trying to use the escape pod, but like, she.
No, but something was holding up Alfie. Like some situation was kind of like, hey, right.
Yeah, she found her mom.
She found her mom, like a replicant
Yeah,
of a replica of her mom, and she tried to pull it. Well, like he's like, Alfie, please open the door.
right. And like you're like, oh man, this movie's turning a bleak because she tries to wake her up, nothing happens, and you're like, I guess you don't have a happy ending for poor Alfie or Joshua.
Yeah, so she puts like a chip in the back of her head,
Yeah,
and then like nothing happens, and then yeah, so she runs to Joshua. He gets oxygen, and they go to the escape pod, but it closes before Joshua can go in.
yeah.
Thus, they're like, I can't open.
Also, they had to stop this weird tentacle monster that tries to kill Alfie and Joshua.
It's always
Yeah.
there.
Right.
Why do they have to put that little shit on them?
Right? But yeah, it's a heartfelt moment where Alfie's begging Joshua's like, please, just don't push the button. He's like, I'm sorry. It's not her choice.
Idiots. It really, like, whoever this actress is,
Yeah.
good fucking job. It really did. I was like, damn.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah, don't push it.
right? And then Joshua's reunited with Jemmy Chan while Alfie gets to celebrate the robots being free at last from Nomad's oppression, and all of AI is free to do whatever they want.
Well, I guess for now,
Yeah.
like they didn't destroy. Look, the main big bad guy here is America. America doesn't like robots, and we find out that the whole reason why they had this whole war is because they accused one robot going into a kind of stadium
Yeah.
and blowing himself up, or like they launched a missile at something.
Yeah.
Oh
Nuclear.
wait, right, the nuclear bomb.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, there we go. Yeah, like the whole premise is why the war started was that an AI launched a nuke at LA,
Yeah.
thus starting the war when it was a human error a coding error done by a person that launched it,
Yeah.
thus killing a lot of people, and they just needed a scapegoat. They needed something to point their finger at,
Yeah.
and that's what I was like, oh, you guys.
Everything could have been avoided.
So yeah, it's rough, and then we find out that like Joshua goes back to what do you call it, like the plant place in
Yeah.
the Nomad,
Some garden.
and yeah, like some hydroponics shit,
Yeah.
and he sees his wife, and she has the memories, maybe just for a few seconds or a few minutes, as the Nomad crashes. And yeah, everybody cheers, but of course Alfie kind of had to watch her dad and her mom kind of blow up.
I had to watch her mom go get turned off all over again. You're like, that's rough.
Yeah, it's very
But yeah, it's a very it's again a bittersweet movie, or bittersweet moment to end on for this movie. You're like,
yeah.
okay, but like that's why I like this movie. It feels like again like Rogue One or any other bittersweet sci-fi movie ending ever. You're like,
Yeah.
you know what, fits the theme. It makes sense. It's an earned ending, and I do like the crawl where it's not an easy win. It's like literally you're crawling on your hands and knees and being like, please, just let us win, which I do appreciate.
Yeah.
Anything else to add before we go to our ratings?
No. I would love to see more of this world or somewhat like it.
Yeah.
I love the mixed theme with technology and nature. I think it's called solar punk, which they do a lot here, and I love it. I love seeing like the police officers in somewhat like Thailandish police uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love the theme of this. This is my like ideal sci-fi world, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're a big fan of like solar punk or Simon Stalin Hugs artworks, watch this movie. You're gonna love it.
I definitely think you will. Also, I do appreciate the fact that the CGI here is pretty good. Like, I don't know what the budget is, but like we've seen some pretty horrendous shit with CGI
Yeah.
this year. But for such a small movie to come up with pretty spectacular CGI effects, I was like, how is that even? It just boggles the mind where some places we're going backwards with CGI, other stuff with smaller budgets we're going way forward than we ever were before.
Godzilla -1.
Yeah, exactly. Where you're like, how?
We need to watch it. That needs to come out soon.
Yeah, in the Philippines, that and the boy and the heron, that would be nice.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, the CGI here is so fucking good.
Yeah.
At some points, I would think that like, oh, is this practical effects?
Yeah.
Like at some points, I couldn't tell. And it's so clean. It's so nice. It's not in your face. It's not loud. And I love it. I really do.
Yeah. Same here. All that being said, what would you rate the creator?
The creator, look, it's not the best story. I think the downfall of this movie is that we kind of seen this theme too many times already.
Yeah.
Which is such a downer because like Jonathan David Washington does an amazing job, especially the actress for Alfie. We'll put her name somewhere here. And the world building is great. The set, the entire design of the world, I'm a very big fan of. But then again, the story kind of was in the lower end of the stuff that we liked about this movie. But it's still a good movie. I give this one a 7 out of 10. It's not perfect. It's still such a pretty thing to look at. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
And the story, it does tug on your heartstrings from here to there. But the thing is, at the back of your mind, you're like, I've seen this before.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll also give this a 7 out of 10 with the strong performances from Alfie's actress and John David Washington, and of course There's also Alice and Jenny, who did a pretty great job at being this movie's villain.
Yeah.
CGI is spectacular, but as you said, the story, yeah, it is in the back of your mind where you're like, I've already seen a lot of movies like this. Or played a lot of video games, namely, of course, The Last of Us, with a story like this, where if the story was like somewhat more as original as the world, I think would get a higher score. But yeah, 7 out of 10. Again, to reiterate your point earlier, this is not a bad movie. It's a pretty good one, I would say. It's one of the best of 2023. So it's a shame we already did our list before we got to watch this, but like, it would be in that list if I were to redo it. For my
I agree. I agree. Like, it's an honorable mention. You know,
yeah,
it's not gonna be our top. It's not gonna be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but it's probably like, you know, it's probably there.
yeah. But yeah, to the audience watching, if you're new here or if you're a long-time subscriber, what's your favorite original sci-fi movie? Could be Terminator, could be Avatar, could be District 9, Planet of the Apes, whatever it is, comment down below. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments and our reaction to trailers, and Spotify to hear us on the go. Individually, I am Zoda's Voices on TikTok. I do funny, serious, or any other voices in between there. Where can they find you?
You can find at JomGOM _ on Instagram, and it's my art account.
And until the next video, we'll see you then. Once again, Happy New Year. Bye.
Happy New Year.